way over here. I'll just give you guys a few minutes. I know it takes you a while. I'm not doing Facebook tonight. How's that? I actually, because I just didn't set it up and I changed all my passwords recently, so it will take me more time to get onto Facebook. So tonight is just my YouTube clan. And when you are on, let me know you're here, and then you can type in where you're tuning in from, and if you've been here before or if this is your first time. So, let's see. Hello, Tyler, because why, hello, Jack Baccaro. Good to see you here. So nice to see my offspring participating in my Monday night lives. Are you with Anthony? Are you guys out still at Applebee's, or are you back at the dorm studying diligently? Which one? Pretty sure you're going to tell me you're back at the dorm studying. Hello, Miss Tuba. Jack, do you see Tuba there? Because he won't realize that that's your real name. He only knows you as Tuba. So Jack, Christine, the one who just wrote hi, Jack, is Tuba. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you here. Hello, Aisha. Hello, Antonetta. Oh, my goodness. You're here. Grace, Janine. Ooh, everybody's popping on now. I love it. I'm just playing with my... So I didn't set up my Facebook because I remembered that sometime this week I changed all my passwords, and I never re-entered it into the phone that I use, or the camera that I use for Facebook. So Facebook people, if you have friends who are on Facebook and they're like waiting for me tonight, you got to tell them to sign up for YouTube and jump on YouTube, which is not, you guys know, it's not that complicated once you get here. Hello, Maria. Jack, no, I can't buy your hat right now. Nope, that can't happen right now. Hello, Debbie. Maria, I saw that you had a friend who unexpectedly passed. So I read that Facebook post earlier, and I loved what you wrote about her. And I don't obviously know her, but that from what I got from the post was that you were really honoring your friend's decision to die privately, which was a great post. Let's just put it that way. Hello, Sharon. Sharon, your post from your student in your classroom, I just read it shortly before I came on, like minutes before, and I was like, oh, great, I'm sobbing. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen from a little one. But I was also thought the flip of that was how lucky that little one has you to write that message to. So Sharon is a teacher, and she had a little student who wrote her a very sad note that she was expressing that she was moving away and she didn't know how to tell her, and that she was going to miss her school, and asking Sharon to please tell Mrs. So-and-so, the other teacher in the room. And it was just heart-wrenching what little people go through, what all people go through, let alone these little ones. Hey, Cindy. Hello, Annie. Hello, Missy. Hello, Sandy. Okay, Aunt Tuba, see what Jack said? I know my aunt's name. That's right. That's right. Hello, Robin. You've been on my mind all day, actually, Robin. Actually, a lot of you posting here have been on my mind a lot. So for those of you who are new and don't know what this is and don't know what this is about, my name is Deborah Hanlon, and I am done defining myself. So I don't know what the hell to tell you I do. If you know, you know. If you don't, you should just keep tuning in, and maybe that'll give you a clue. So I had this class this weekend, and you've all heard me talking about energy transformation awareness. It's a 4-part, very intense personal transformation workshop, and it deals with our past, our energy field, how to move our energy, how to understand our energy, how to release blocks, open blocks, how to know when energy is lying, how when energy is truthful, how when things are said in truth within, your body responds. Even if they're negative truths, your body responds much better to truth versus what we try to pretend or cover up. So That's part one. Part two is all about the concept of the mirror and or the shadow work, if you want to call it. And this was my first time teaching this second part because I added it to the four part series. And my God, the shadow work is exhausting. It is so eye-opening, and it really does help. It helps you to see things in all sorts of different light and perspectives. So you can actually understand someone else's point of view, someone else you might strongly disagree with or don't like. And it really forces you to realize that they have a valid perspective, and also to know that it's just their perspective. It's not the full story. Just as your own is your own perception, and it's one part of a whole. And it's your perspective is not wrong and their perspective is not wrong. It's just their perspective. And the only thing that we discussed is that when two conscious people or two conscious groups that are at odds, when they come together and they're willing to hear out the other person's perspective without the need to defend their own, that's when a major, major healing comes through. So we just did that second part, and that has just spun me into so much. I want to use the word healing, but I'm so fucking tired of like the new age lingo and the like, oh, I'm healing, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm changing, because it's like, you know what? Yeah, if you're on the planet, you're doing those things. And those of you who know me, is I'm not conventional. I hope I'm not conventional. I try so hard to not be conventional. Actually, I don't try hard. It is my natural nature not to be conventional. So the class this weekend opened up so much stuff within. And that's the second part. The third part of this workshop starts on Tuesday, and you have to take 1 and 2 to take 3, obviously. And that's all about hands-on healing and the power of touch and the transference of energy and the reflection of energy, that you can feel others' pain in a positive way. And I'm not talking about empaths. I'm talking about intuition and using your intuition to help yourself see and grow, as well as someone else if they are requesting that. And then part 4 is all about your sum total of how the journey of the first 3 solidified for you, what came out of it, and how would you put forth that into the world in your own words. So it really is a healer's workshop, but it's really a personal transformation awareness workshop. So this weekend got my mind really thinking about a lot of my own personal life and dynamics that go on with people, family, and friends. And it has, on one hand, dramatically helped me really soothe that beast that comes out from within when you're mad or upset, when you feel betrayed and hurt and all of that stuff, and all the stuff that comes along with that. It really put things into a nice perspective for me. Um, and it just feels really good and peaceful inside on one hand. On the other hand, I'm I'm curious. This is what I want to know from all of you. How many of you are fucking tired of growing and evolving and learning and changing and being and peaceful and meditating and doing all this work for an outcome, for a desired outcome? Because I was telling Greg tonight that I'm never away from this world. I'm never, ever, ever shut off. I'm always learning, perceiving, growing, analyzing, bouncing back, reflecting, over processing, under processing, feeling, learning, reading, listening to videos, listening to this, meditating, taking time out, doing self care, helping others, all that shit that we keep talking about. And it's exhausting. And I want to talk a lot about that tonight, because there is such a desire within me for authenticity, and always, because that's how I'm wired. But I almost feel like at some point there is almost an addiction to self-growth and personal growth and expansion, which is not a bad addiction, but it becomes an addiction because there's no end in sight. There's no like, I finally made it, I'm levitating, or oh, I finally, can do a handstand and then my yoga practice is over. So I'm thinking about that a lot, going, God damn it. I wish my hobby was like fucking rock collecting and like painting them. And not to say that that's not going to be a tricky situation and mind fuck either, but it is exhausting to constantly want to grow and be aware and see things in other lights and see things, people's perspectives, to want your inner light to shine out, to feel accepted and belonging and valuable, and I was saying to Greg, to create a sense of purpose and meaning. And that's what we are. We're these human beings and we need to create purpose and meaning. That's what makes us human, because you don't see any part of nature out there longing to understand what their purpose of their life is. You don't see your dog like sitting there, in angst, wondering what their true nature is. You just don't. They're just being. Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad you liked that. So that's kind of where I'm at this week, with thinking of like, God, I don't want to think about purpose and meaning and what's it all about, and oh, if I do this, then this will happen, and if I'll find peace over here and I'll be settled with this situation later, and so I want to know from all of you, do you feel me on this? Are you exhausted from constantly wanting to focus on self-growth and betterment and connection and focusing on your grief and your pain and your this and your that? I want to know, those of you, who are you? What are your thoughts on this? I want your feedback on it. I see everybody saying hi to Jack, which is adorable. I don't even know if Jack is still here. I put dry shampoo in my hair and it's a little white from it. But anyway, okay, Cindy, thank you. I knew I could depend on you. Cindy's writing, growing never stops. It's so true. It's exhausting. Maybe that's why we get stuck, because we're tired of working at it. Maybe we need to get stuck sometimes. Tuba, sometimes I just want to be pissed off. Exactly. That's like growing. It doesn't ever stop. It's never going to stop when we're in human form. We're never going to get it right, because once we get one facet, then another thing pops up. So the whole point is actually to shut up internally. Like, just shut up. Like, just go to work, do your thing, don't analyze, don't really need to create a story around everything and everyone, because none of it matters. None of it is solving anything. None of it is bringing about peace. It's just exhausting us. I know it's exhausting me, because I don't want to figure out people, and I don't mean at work. I'm talking on my personal level. My job is to help people to see the other aspects of themselves and grow, and help you grow, which is the irony in all of this, is that I'm fucking tired of growing and learning and blah, blah, blah. Yet that's my job, and I love that. I love helping other people do that. But at the current moment, I want to sit in an entitled, bratty body and want what I want when I want it, and expect good things to show up based on all of the merit and things I have earned in the past, regardless of what people think of me. That's what I want. That is where I'm at. So it's not quite so spiritual. Yes, and this is, like Eileen is saying, it's constant chatter in the head, and to quiet the mind, it's the what does yoga call it? The churning of the mind that constantly just keeps flaring up. And you know what? Some days I just want to wake up and not really think about my existence, and just take the day for face value, put on clothes, go out the door, enjoy the day or not. That's it. That is what I want. Not to think so much about everything, because I could literally like stop at a stop sign. And in the 3 seconds we're supposed to stop at a stop sign, which I'm probably not doing, I already have like a complete analogy of the stop signs of our lives. And I'm like, holy shit, Deb, shut up. Like, stop. So I just want to be, um, yeah, just not thinking. So that's our practice. That's our conversation tonight of being more, when I say real, being more authentic and realizing, are you exhausted in your working on yourself? Are you might be at the stage where you're totally empowered and you're having these new um epiphanies and realizations and things that you're seeing about yourself, which is those are great. I love those moments. I guess I'm just not in one of those moments. In fact, I'd like to be in the opposite, which is exactly what our class was all about this weekend. I want to be in the opposite where I'm not seeing or looking at my end of any bargain whatsoever. And I'm just going to be what I'm going to be and who I'm going to be. And if people like it, that's going to be great. And if people don't, that's going to be great. So that's where I am. Hello, Renee. I see you here. Renee, you had a good question 2 weeks ago. You wrote to me. So make sure that you write that out at some point tonight after I'm done with this topic of being exhausted of the work. So let's see. Yes. Exactly, Maria. Sometimes the soul searching is like, oh my God, I want to tell my own soul, shut up. Just shut up. It's just eating dinner together. It's just driving your kid to get a haircut. It's just death. It's just a job loss, or it's just betrayal, or it's just love. Like all of it, the good, the bad, and the indifferent of it. I want more like no more having to like be spiritual. No more feeling like I have peace within, because yeah, you might in that moment, but 40 seconds later you might not. And does that make you any less spiritual? I clearly am coming back another lifetime, or probably 5,000, because maybe I'm not getting it this lifetime. I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, Robin says she needs a break from it at times too. It comes in spurts. That's a good word for it, Robin. It does. Yep, Roseanne. Life is meant to be fun and full of joy, like when we were children. We forget how to live in the moment, to just be. It's funny because I was thinking of that tonight too, because there's a new song out by Maroon 5, and it's called Memories. And there's a line in it, and I'm really terrible at remembering stuff like this, but there's a line in it that basically talks about when we were younger, we were so much more carefree. And that got me thinking, of course. And I was like, no, but I wasn't. That's the thing. It's that I wasn't carefree. I wasn't a child that was like, oh, yay, life is so fun and great. There was real life happening. Not that there's not real life happening when you're feeling carefree, but there were so many stresses and so many things going on in my early childhood, all the way up until about 35, until my divorce, that I always felt like the wolves were at my feet. That's what my therapist Anne used to say. Um, so I just want quiet. I just want to be. Tuba's saying he's not getting the hat. He's not getting the hat right now because I'm speaking with all of you. Also, just while I'm on this topic, there's so many times that I think we all are trying to do the work of finding peace, finding our purpose, finding our core, finding our connection, understanding ourselves and our emotions and our energy and those around us, that because it's a never-ending process while we're here in the physical, we then start to feel like we're doing it wrong, because we think, oh my God, like how come so and so manifested that and I can't, and I must be doing it wrong. There must be something flawed with me. So I do feel like that there has to be like we've got to take the ego out of all of this, and that's the whole point of life, I think, is that we've got to say, I enjoy this work. I enjoy doing this. I am looking forward to seeing what growth and opportunity comes my way, instead of being attached to an outcome based on, if I do the work, this will happen. So I guess that's what I am saying. And because so many people think that they're doing it wrong. They really do. And I hear that all the time. And I feel it all the time too. Like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Why is this popping up again? Why is that popping up again? So I just want to be the voice to remind all of you that you're not doing it wrong. And just to be, just, you know what, throw caution to the wind and say, you know what, I don't know all the answers. We're adults, but that doesn't mean anything. Hopefully that we have some order in our lives and some stability and love and support. And that's it. That would be all that we can strive for, I guess. And yes, Aisha, it's like the more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know in the art of evolving. That's so true. It's like this never ending abyss and so many layers upon layers upon layers. And that's what I want to appreciate, that process of peeling back the layers versus hoping to get to a destination, because I know that's in death. That's the irony in all this, is that I know that happens in death. So it's like when we die, we will be free from all of the mind chatter. And while we're here to understand the mind chatter, understand and try to get rid of it. So it's a bit of a paradox. It's the ultimate paradox. Maria, you understand what I want, but is it really possible? I don't know. I don't think for me, in my body, no. I don't think so. I don't remember ever not being like this. And so I don't think, for me personally, and I don't think for humanity, because I really do need to like meet the Dalai Lama and the high spiritual vibratory humans that are occupying the planet right now, because I'd really like to ask them, like, no, seriously, you have to say the F word. You have to be pissed sometimes. You have to experience like emotions, and they probably do. I'm sure they do. They're just not attached to it. So, I need wine. I don't need wine. I have my water. If I was Jesus, I would be able to turn it into wine. Tuba, Christine, you think it's important to realize everyone's at a different level, for sure. So some people need that Zen all the time because they don't know it all. Yes. But I just keep feeling like the ego keeps showing up even in spirituality, where, people are like, oh my God, well, I do yoga 4 times a week and I'm feeling so good. And it's like, no, you're not. So you're feeling so good that you might be doing yoga. Yes. But like overall, is it fixing everything? And the answer would be no. I would guarantee it's not fixing. Yes, there's positive aspects. Yes, there's good things that come from it. But is it fixing it? And if it's not fixing it, then we need to stop seeking out anything to fix it and rather just embrace the things we're doing that make ourselves feel better. Does that make sense? Yes, eventually everyone gets exhausted. Eileen's definitely exhausted. Let's see. Yeah, Beth, exactly. I think that's what I'm getting at too. It's exhausting when you're trying to be a better person, more helpful, more giving, and the people around you take advantage of that. Yes, it's exhausting. Or it's exhausting when you're doing all of those things and then people's perceptions are the opposite based on their own, which is fine. I can honor you. Anyone can have their view of me, but I just wish everyone realized that was just their own view of myself or someone else. So I think that that's where it is getting aggravating. It is getting aggravating where it's like, okay, I'll respect other people's point of view and perspective, even if it's about me and it's negative. I'll respect it. Hey, you believe what you want to believe about me. I have a different perspective. So if we could all just agree that we have different perspectives on the same things, I think we'll be all right. And Chris is saying, some people are fucked up. That is true. And yeah, sometimes you feel better being pissed off. Hello, Kim. Just let go and breathe. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Linda is writing, it is exhausting to always be processing, thinking, growing. I think the question is, can I give myself permission to do that, just to be? It's all fluid, right? Temporary. It's okay now to be. Yes. Yep. Marge, why do you say there's something in the air tonight? Are you resonating with all of this? Share a little bit more with me because you obviously are resonating with this. Or maybe not. Maybe my perspective is that you're resonating with it, or maybe you've heard this from someone else before tonight. If you are a thinker, can you turn off the question? The quest or the question? I don't know. I don't think so. If you are the thinker, that is the purpose, again, the word purpose of the thinker. Eileen is feeling me. Can't be tied to the outcome. That's 100% true. You can do all the work and still not get the outcome you think you want. That's annoying as hell. You can get the outcome you don't want. You can get the outcome that you don't deserve. Let's see. I love you guys. I'm reading all your comments. I love it. Yes, Maria, you wish you could just lighten up your soul. Exactly. That's exactly it. That'll be the title of my next book. God damn it, can I lighten up my soul? That's the name of my next book. Sounds good to me. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Allison, hello, thank you. You're going to go be at Club Helsinki Thursday night. That's right. I didn't go over all my events coming up because I just went into a little rant over like an existential crisis going on over here. I'm at Club Helsinki in Hudson, New York, which is such a cool venue on Thursday. And Wednesday, I'm going to be in Cohoes in Albany. There are still tickets for that. You've got to go online on my website to find how to register and do all of that. All that stuff there. And then I have my book club. Finally, a book club to talk about my book that I wrote a year ago. That's meeting this Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Barking. Oh my God, it went out. Barking Goose Book and Bar in Newburgh. And you need to register for that because there's only a certain amount of people. And I have no idea how many they have already. So to guarantee a spot, you have to register for that. Helsinki at this point is not sold out, Melanie. As far as I know, as of this morning, they were not sold out. Although I just did an interview with a radio station up in Rhinebeck this morning, which either aired this morning or will air tomorrow. So that the numbers might jump up after that, or they might not, or they'll decrease after people hear that I've bitched about my existence and everyone else's existence. Pam, yes, of course, there's spots left for tomorrow. So come. If you are available and you want to, please just come. And ETA 3 is only for people who took 1 and 2. So that is not open to just everyone. This Energy Transformation 3 starts tomorrow night for those of you who have taken 1 and 2. So you do resonate, Marge. That's good. I think. Maybe it's not good. I'm sorry. Maybe I should say I'm sorry that you resonate with this. Oh, my goodness. Allison, I'm not sure I'm familiar with the Schumann resonance, so tell me about that. Let's see. Oh, Robin, see, it resonates for you. You went for healing today, and a lot of this was brought up. Very interesting. Schumann, I'm not familiar with Schumann resonance at all. I've not heard of that. So can it help us be more open to messages, to be more intuitive? So that is something I want to talk about. Everyone always wants to know, how can I be more intuitive? You can't be more intuitive. You can listen to yourself more is really what it is. You can really pause. And that came up in the class, that if and when in life, when we have a response or reaction, like if someone asks us a question to do something for them or get something, if you answer immediately, sure, I'll pick you up on Tuesday, 9 times out of 10, you're going to at some point feel resentment and annoyance and anger that you said yes, because maybe it wasn't that convenient for yourself to do it. So anytime that we say yes to something or commit to something right away, it's usually our unconscious saying yes, our unconscious self saying like, oh my God, I don't want to disappoint this person, so I'm just going to tell them yes. And then later you're mad at yourself for saying yes or agreeing to commit to something. And then you're mad at yourself for committing. And that's usually the unconscious. So what we did say is before you ever commit to something, pause. Have a statement ready so that you can, say, I'll get back to you in 5 minutes. I'm so confused or busy right now that I can't really think about it in this second. I'll let you know. When is the last point that you need to know by? That sort of thing. Have a stock answer ready for yourself, just so that you can pause before you say yes or commit. Because when you do that and you really think about it, say someone said, hey, could you pick so-and-so up on Tuesday at 5? And you go, oh, sure, I'll do that. Then you realize, oh God, I can't really do that. That's so out of my way, but now I don't want to inconvenience them. I want to hold my word. You start getting resentful and stressed and angry and annoyed, and you feel like, why do I always do this? Everyone, dumps on me. You have all that dialogue. So if you pause and you give yourself that out, you think about it, whether you feel your way through it. Can I? Is that going to work with my day, my schedule? And even if you physically can, but mentally or emotionally you can't, you'll give yourself that, you know what, I really can't do it that day. And you'll feel better. Or you'll feel like, okay, yeah, you know what? I can do that. I'm willing to do that. I'm very open to do that. And when you do the task, you actually enjoy it because it's an authentic, yes, I can. So that is a big deal. And I want you guys to pay attention to when you answer someone right away, when they've made a request of you, even your bosses, children, bosses. Notice I just said to Jack, I can't do that right now. I'm not going to jump and do that for him right now. So pause, give yourself time, even if it's just 5 minutes, to say, I can't answer that right now, because the answer is going to be based out of probably old conditioning of just saying yes all the time versus changing it up. So I don't even remember how I got to that. Oh God, Tuba is saying, look at my phone. You're an ass. Okay, so Allison, Schumann resonance of the frequency that the earth vibrates at. It used to be around 7 hertz the other day and hit 90. What? I've not heard that. I heard about 7. I thought it was like 7.4 or 7.8. I've heard about the hertz, and it hit 90. I did not hear that. I'd have to do research on that. I feel like if our vibration went that high, we all would have been dead and annihilated. And some people say it's the earth ascending from 3D to 5D. Yeah, I vary on all this. We're already in 5D. We're already in 12,000D, actually. We're already there. It's just that our consciousness is set on 3D, which is probably what you mean. But I was gonna say I'll research that, but I probably won't because I have so much other things on my head this week. But it is an interesting concept. Cindy, yes. You're gonna say you'll get back to me. Thank you. You will. Marge, you had to learn to say no very frank. Okay, so what are your questions tonight? Sorry, I had to kind of vent and rant and all of that stuff. Yeah, Maria, good point. If you guys have intuitive questions, not personal intuitive questions, but questions about all of this or just stuff to spark a conversation, let me know. Maria says, if one practices the pause, it may teach others not to assume we can do it all. Yes, but first and foremost, it'll teach you that you can't do it all. And once we get that memo, we can't do it all, then people start to see and feel that around us. So it's really, really, really important to be able to give us the pause in all modalities. Allison says that makes so much sense. Yes, we're already in it. We're existing in it already. It's that our brain, just like cavemen would have no concept of this, us talking through a screen. That would have been like not a concept you could have even brought to them. You couldn't have explained this to cavemen. It doesn't mean they were less intelligent. They were just not evolved at that point. So there's so much that our brains are not yet wired for to comprehend and understand. So 3D to 5D and all of that is part of it. We get the concept maybe, but we can't actualize it at this time in our stage of evolution. I believe our neurobiological evolution. That's internally, personally, individually, which then radiates out to the collective. So the collective, meaning all of people, the 7 billion of us on the planet, are all resonating around the same conscious evolution. And so we're not yet evolved past that. But the concepts are coming now. The concept of 5D and different dimensions and all of that have been presented for the last 100 or so years. So in scientific terms, it's been around way longer in religious and spiritual terms. But so now where our brains are getting wired towards those concepts, that understanding. Just as an example, just like in the Jetsons, the concept of this being able to FaceTime, like call. Remember when Rosie, the maid robot would get a call from Mrs. Jetson and she would show up on the screen. And remember as a kid, you would thought, oh my God, wouldn't that be the coolest thing? And here we are. We're there. So the concept for FaceTime has been here for about 50 years or whenever the Jetsons started or prior to that. So once the concept starts hitting the collective consciousness, then it starts evolving and moving us towards that probability and reality. Same with like time travel, which I do believe is 100% possible because it's hit our concept of our mind. Our minds are now wiring to figure out how to manifest that concept. Let's see. Janine, hello. So Deb, what does it mean when someone thinks of something or someone, and the next day they see or hear that thought happening every day to my husband? He's kind of freaked out. It means that he's paying attention. I call those BLTs, big long thoughts, not a bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Big long thoughts where all of a sudden I'll think of something and then I'll hear about it either 5 minutes later or 2 days later. And it's just, I want to say the word alignment. But again, when I use the word alignment, if we're not having that experience, then we automatically start to think that we must be out of alignment, which no, we're just being human. So he is just currently in touch with other energy fields of other people around him, the collective consciousness of those around him and what's happening and why, who knows? Maybe he's awakening. He's probably had some sort of emotional shift in the last 3 years, like a big one. That could be as a result from grieving a death, or it could be the result of being able to say retire or step away from something he no longer liked, or if he had a sibling that he had to cut out of his life and he feels better about it. Anything that was like pretty emotionally transformational could have set that off or probably did set that off. Will it continue? It depends on how much he wants to foster it. Sometimes too, these BLTs, the intuitive hits, they just happen. So can we foster it? Absolutely, we can. I do every day, but some we can't. Sometimes I can't just make it happen. Most of the time I can't just make it happen, actually. Yeah, Allison, you wonder if you're getting peaks of 5D is like? Absolutely, I'm sure you are. Important to say in a positive, open-hearted frame of mind to get there. It's actually more important to always stay in the truth of where you're at in the moment. And I always talk about this in all my classes, that truth is higher than love. What does that mean? Everybody says love is the greatest power of the universe. And love is an unbelievable force in the universe. And yes, it's a big one. But truth is higher than that. Truth with a capital T. So we understand truth. We always understand it through our egoic, our own minds, and that would be inaccurate. Truth with a capital T means the picture from above. So, how do I have an example of this? Everyone tuning in right now, you may hear me, you may see me, you might be just hearing me because you're not watching it and you're doing something else, or you might just be focused in on me. But you all are experiencing the same broadcast, me talking, but you're all experiencing it differently, as am I. As the speaker, I'm sending it out to you, and I'm having a different experience of this very moment. So everyone, however many of us there are here tonight, that we're all having the same experience differently. If there's 100 of us on here, there's 100 different ways that this moment is being expressed. So we're all taking a sliver or a perception, a piece, our piece, and all of us together will create the actual truth with a T. So that's higher than love. That is the collective connected consciousness. Truth is higher than love, because when you have truth, which is really the whole picture, the whole, then love can exist within there. And love is more like a current going back and forth and through and under, over within the whole. So truth is what keeps it all together. Truth with a capital T, not our own personal truth, which we all want to always believe we're right. We all want to defend our ego and our perception. And really, that's just a function of our ego and our identity and being human. We don't want to be wrong, because if we're wrong, our unconscious mind thinks then that we no longer exist if we're wrong. So, and this is the stuff that our class was on this weekend. So truth is higher than love. Remember that. So yeah, your open-hearted, where I got on that tangent was, sometimes if you're not feeling it, be truthful with yourself, with your emotions. If you're not feeling positive, I'm very much against the grain that says fake it till you make it and pretend. I'm also not one to say, just throw everything out and say life is a shitstorm too, but you can have glimpses and moments of truth going, wow, I'm really not feeling it. Like I'm saying tonight about like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted from the self-growth and talking and evolving. That's where I'm at tonight. And instead of judging myself for it or thinking there's something wrong with me for it, I'm just going to be with it right now. That's the point. So that's truth. So sometimes if you're not feeling it and feeling in a positive, open-hearted frame of mind, just allow yourself to feel that whatever emotion is going on through, and then move forward. And the positive, open-hearted frame of mind will actually come out of that. But no, it's not easy. You're 100% correct about that. Oh my gosh, Pam, this is hilarious. The darker backdrop is good. It doesn't bother your friend with the thin islands. I love that. That was hilarious. That was good. That was a good line this weekend. Actually, this is a picture, and I'll get a better one. You can't really see it now, like if you're focusing on it. It's a picture of the view from the pool and the terrace in Italy, where I am working on getting a retreat for July of next year together. So very limited seats for that, but I have no information out yet except dates. The Thursday the 16th through Saturday the 25th of July. Those are the dates, but that's all I have right now. No itinerary, no costs even. I don't have all those details. Are getting worked out, like probably, well, I was gonna say as we speak, but no, not right now. Michelle's sleeping probably. So hopefully soon I will have that. But this is the view, and it's really hard to see, but like there's a big mountain, and you could see the sun set. I had to think, was it sunrise? As if I would have been up to watch a sunrise. And right down here, which you can't see, is just a ginormous field of sunflowers. It's outstanding. Okay, let's see. Where are we? You're dead on, Deb. Oh my God, all of what you said seems right. Good. Yeah, of course, I'm always right. No, just kidding. I'm always right. That's my perspective. So yeah, he definitely has had some sort of transformation that has sparked this. And Maria, I adore you too. I remember meeting you. It was just about a year ago, actually. I saw Facebook Memories, and I was at Daffodils in Pleasant Valley, which is a great store. If anyone, I'm doing like a shameless plug for it. That's where we met, and that was a year ago. Can you believe that? And we just you know when you meet somebody, everyone, and you just connect like instantly? That's how I felt with Maria. Like she just has a very funny sense of humor. There's depth to her soul, which is why we need a freaking break from our souls. Uh, you get the humor, you get the love, you get it, you get it, you get it, you get it. So I love it. I can't imagine anyone staying and tuning in here doesn't get it. I can't. I can't imagine anyone who's like really not on the same wavelength as me that they would sit and watch this and listen to it if they weren't resonating with it on some level. So those of you who are tuned in, we're all supposed to be vibrating at the same exact frequency in this moment. Unless you're watching just to like be creepy, then that would be your own creepy self just watching, which would be so boring. If I wasn't interested in this stuff, I think I'd be bored by this little broadcast. Just saying it. Ah, yes, Italia. Nicole, are you thinking about coming, Nicole? Oh my God. Sorry, one moment, please. So what else you guys got for me? Let me think. Oh, you know what I have? I have a brand new gallery coming up in Walk Hill at the Palette Barn. It's a brand new venue. And that is, hold on, I keep forgetting the dates. People go, how come you don't ever remember your stuff? And I'm like, because I have 9,000 things going on. That's why. Saturday the 16th. It is literally in this big giant barn that's this gorgeous, gorgeous venue. And it's in Walk Hill. And you will have, no, I just was reading a text that I just saw. It has this gorgeous backdrop and there's wine. A winery is going to be there with their wine. I forget the winery. It's all on my website. So go to deborahhanlon.com and go to calendar and look at that date. So, oh, Nicole, that'd be amazing. Sharon saying, don't be right. People are creepy. People, I don't know. Maybe there's creepy people watching, or maybe there's people who want to watch for their own. I don't know. I don't know if you're watching and you're not interested in this or me, or if you're a skeptic, or if you're my family that I don't speak to. I don't know why you would be watching, unless you're waiting for me to make reference to you. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, Grace, you too. Oh my God, this would be such an amazing trip with those, just the energies already that are showing up. I know Dawn is as well. There's a lot in your group who are ready and interested. Grace, are you? Oh no, you didn't take part 2. That's right, because you had stuff going on this weekend. All right, so what else do you guys have? What other questions? Where are you at? I'm gonna wait. Dana, oh, you're here, Dana. I didn't see you there. So good, good, good. Let's see. Okay, you over feckin' analyze everything. How do I stop doing that? It's detrimental at this point. Well, that's a great question. We're all doing that. We are all very good at over analyzing. And really what over analyzing is an attempt to be safe, an attempt to feel safe, either physically safe, mentally safe, or emotionally safe. So how does overanalyzing try to make us safe? When we overanalyze anything, we are telling ourselves a story with very limited information, because when we're analyzing stuff, we're usually not taking new data that's outside of us. We're using the old tapes from within our own being, and we are then trying to figure out something in the present. So we're taking the past, conditioning, beliefs, thoughts, and we're trying to make sense of it using our past experiences to make sense of something in the present. So we come up with a story, and then that story will most likely trigger our old stuff because we're taking it from the old stuff. And then we have a reaction. But being that it's in the past, that information is what's comfortable and known to us. So even if the past was completely chaos, chaos would be comfortable. So when we're overanalyzing, we're actually looking for chaos if that was our conditioning in the past. And then we keep perpetuating it. So how do you stop? Couple ways. One, to really just grab your or such and such. And I don't know all the facts and I don't know what's true. And if you can't get those facts, then you have to stop the story. Or you go get those facts. You go talk to someone and say, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Or why did this happen? Or you, there's a couple things, or you switch your thinking to something else, just whatever's right in front of you. Like if you're watching the broadcast, even as you're watching the broadcast, everything is going. Watching the broadcast, go, oh, wait a minute. My mind and attention and focus should be right here, right now. And if it doesn't want to be here, then make the conscious decision to place it upon whatever you want. So a lot of our overanalyzing is actually very unconscious, and it's coming from our past, our subconscious mind. So we have to get present, really describe the here and now and what's going on in the here and now. Does that help? The answer helps, but it's not, doing it is the tricky part. We all know how to eat, right? None of us know, like, none of us are like, golly, I don't know how to lose weight. We really do know how to lose weight, all of us, right? And if we're not losing weight, it's probably either one, because we don't need to, or two, it's that we're not doing the things that it takes for us to lose weight. So apply that. So apply that. I'm reading these comments about chickens, and that's what gets my attention. Oh, look, a squirrel. Yep. Can't keep anything. Now we're back to chickens, the spiritual reality of chickens. Maria, yes, come to Italy, please. I know you probably have been there many times, but please, please, please. You were being good and quiet, Greg, but now I saw chickens and a sunglasses man icon, and now I'm distracted. I'm distracting. I'm probably going to end this one early tonight. I have such a busy week coming up. That's not why, but it helps. Okay, good, Eileen. Thank you. So what else do you guys have for me? What else what's on your minds? I keep gaining. I keep seeing how many of you are on here, and I keep expecting a big drop off of people, and I actually keep gaining views, which is shocking me. Dana, awesome. That is good news. So you're going to be all set to go. It's going to be a trip of a lifetime. Oh, boy. They're asking Greg, what did he name his chicks? Actually, is Cindy still on here? Because Cindy has named the chicks. Cindy was over at my house, and she named the chickens according to a lot of you. And also, when I'm on the radio on Q92, it's Joe and Michelle in the morning. And so Michelle says that now the chickens one has to be Joe and one has to be Michelle, even though they're all female chicks. Oh my God, what the cluck? Oh God, help me. Why is it that we call a person a chicken when they're not perceived as brave? Just thinking. Oh my God, that's true. Gosh. It's great that we can talk about like the Hertz, Hertz, the frequency of the planet and love and truth and the mirror reflection and the truth with capital T. And then we can have a philosophical question about this. Why do we call a person a chicken? They're pretty scared easily. I will say that. Like we had a hawk come, my son saved my son saved one of the chickens because he saw a hawk land into their pen. I don't know what the hell you call it. And it had the chicken by its beak, and then the beak was bleeding. I didn't go look. I didn't want to see. And now they're terrified to go out because I think they witnessed this terrible attack. So maybe because they're very skittish. I don't really know. That is really funny. Can somebody Google that for us to see where the origin of calling someone a chicken came from if we're scared? Yeah, because you would say brave like a what? Brave like a lion? Scared like a chicken? I don't know. Oh, Dana, thank you for that. Authenticity is what keeps you guys with me. You know what it is about being authentic? You never have to like worry about what you've said or done. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, I probably did say that. That's the good thing about being authentic. It's just I'm being myself, and that's either something you're going to resonate with or it's not. And if I don't resonate with you, you're probably going to do me a favor by not resonating with me. And if I don't resonate with you, I'm probably doing you a favor by not resonating with you. So that's how the whole world works. It's a gift. It's a gift. Marissa, yes, I just gave dates for Italy. I don't have any other information at this time, but the dates are um Thursday, July 16th to Saturday, July 25th. But actually, the Thursday and Friday prior, you don't have to be a part of course. The actual retreat is Saturday to Saturday, which is 18th to the 25th. But in the past, what we've done is we arrive on Thursday, and that gives us time to really tour Rome, and we can't miss Rome. So if you can't get those 2 days off, you can arrive on the 25th, and then we all get taken right to the retreat center in Tuscany. But if you want to really experience Rome, then you would arrive with us on the 16th or the 17th, whichever one prefers. So all those details will be hashed out soon. So those are the dates. And I think she told me how many like actual beds there are it's this woman's home. And I've gone there twice before, leading workshops and retreats there. It's just an exquisite setup. And I think she said there's room for, oh my gosh, what did she say? 15, but minus Michelle and I. So I think it's 12 or 13. But we'll get those out to you. Susan, I do small group readings. Those are much easier to get an appointment because we hand schedule those. You don't have to wait to get an appointment online. So you would email Michelle at info@beingknowingdoing.com, and you can let her know you want to do a small group reading. The small group readings are no more than 10 people. It starts at 5 people, so anywhere between 5 and 10. And I always tell people try to keep it as much family as possible, because I just did one last weekend or 2 weekends ago. And I think it was 6 people and none of them were family. And that's hard because I still can't guarantee a balance of information. One person might get 2 minutes and another person might get 30. So I try to tell people to keep it as much family as possible. So that's available. And those are usually held, based on your group schedule and mine. Let's see. And the private sessions, you have to join my mailing list. If you're not on it, it's go to my website, deborahhanlon.com, and then fill out to get on my mailing list. And here's the tricky thing with my mailing list is once you sign up for it, you have to look in your inbox for the confirmation email and confirm that you want to be on it. If you don't, then you're in this like weird loop that says you're on it, but you're not going to receive anything from us. So make sure you confirm it. Then you'll get information. I only open up my calendar or announce that I'm opening up my calendar to my mailing list. I never announce that on social media anywhere. So only those who want to be on my mailing list will get that email. And it's usually done mid-month. So where are we? We're at the 4th. Yeah, so maybe in another week or so, Michelle will open up for December. Also, I'm going to tell all of you, this is top secret. She's really going to kill me for this. Every year for the last 2 or 3 years, we've done a gift certificate promotion, obviously around the holidays. I only do this once a year, so don't come to me in January and say, but you do that thing with gift certificates. Black Friday, we open up a certain amount of gift certificates that you can buy, and it comes with a date, an appointment date and time already. You don't get to pick and choose your appointment time and date because it would just not work ever. But you get a certificate with the time and date of your appointment. So you're guaranteed an appointment somewhere between the end of December, January, or February. And I only obviously can release a certain amount. And I do this so that I realize people are trying to buy gifts around the holidays and you want to give a gift. And sometimes it's frustrating when people give a gift of me to their person, and then they can't get an appointment for like 8 months, and then people get really, really angry. So to avoid that at the holiday time, we offer this way instead. Having said that, I cannot do that all year round, because if we think about it in logic, if we are buying gift certificates just to get an appointment, people will only buy themselves gift certificates, and then I will never have appointments available. So this is why I only do it on the holiday times. And I think last year we might have tried it at Mother's Day too, but I don't remember being as thrilled with doing it then. But maybe we'll do it again Mother's Day. I don't know. But Black Friday. What time? I have no idea. That's all Michelle. I'm just giving you that little information there. It's top secret. Oh wow, I haven't seen you guys. Nancy, you also have time off. See, that Italy trip is gonna fill up real quick. Chicken Little, maybe. I don't know. Was Chicken Little out before or after that? You're gonna go to Italy for the wedding at the end of June. Well, that's still beautiful to go to Italy. Greg, you're wondering where you were. Sounds like you need a rooster. Oh my God, help me. Lisa, you do need to get away. That is definitely the trip. It is very, it's balanced. Like some of my other workshops, I'm really intense with my workshops. I want to do a lot of deep personal work and energy work and transformation stuff. But Italy is just life-changing just by stepping your foot onto the earth there. So we usually do it where we have a workshop, say in the morning, and then the afternoon we have an activity, and then the next day we go off on a day trip to like different towns, like a St. Francis of Assisi, and we'll see that church and different things. And that's what we're working on. What other places will we see? Rome is really important, but that's not part during the week, because Rome is about, I think it was like 2.5 hours away from where we're staying in Tuscany. So Rome is super important. If you've never been there and you're thinking of this trip, then definitely include yourself on those first 2 days. Susan, if you don't get an email to confirm, you have to email Michelle, info@beingknowingdoing.com, and she'll look into it. A lot of times people keep saying, I'm not getting anything, and then she can see whether people have opened it or not. And so many times people are like, I'm yelling at us, and then it's like, wait, you've opened it the last 6 months. So sometimes you are getting it and not knowing it, but if you're not getting it, it's either stuck in spam or junk. And you can ask her to check for you, and then she'll remove you from the mailing list, ask you to join again. Then you have to do the confirmation process. It's a pain in the neck, to be honest. It's a function with constant contact. It drives me crazy because this is the number one complaint we get. I mean, we don't get it every time, but we do. It does seem to keep surfacing. But I can't, there's no other email capture software that works with everything that I need it to work with. So we have to stick with constant contact at this point. But email her. So the rest of the week, I want all of you to really slow your minds down. Anytime your mind is trying to analyze or figure out or tell yourself to get calm, or anytime you're placing any pressure on yourself, oh, I should meditate, oh, I should do yoga, oh, I should do this, oh, I should read, I want you to just not do it. I want you to just quiet, and wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, I want you to bring in joy to that task, no matter what it is. If you're playing mindless games on your phone, if you're just thumbing through magazines, if you're just scrolling through Pinterest, even if you're wasting time, use whatever you are doing as a meditative moment to just be, and see what happens in your week if you just give yourself permission to be, which is what I always call it. I need permission to be, and really take note of how you do with that. Notice the mind chatter that comes through you while you're doing things that you think maybe you should be doing something else. And in those moments, Just give yourselves a break. Breathe, relax. Remember that you're human, that there's not a lot to get right. We just have to keep breathing. And when we do stop breathing, that's our time. And that's our goal. Everything else is just details, it's just life. So that's your homework for the next week. And then I will see you hopefully either at Cahoe's on Wednesday, Hudson on Thursday, or my book club in Newburgh on Sunday. After that, there's just a few more galleries, 2 more galleries for the rest of the year. That's it. So make sure you take a look at what those are so you can get in on them. So good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to me and hearing me complain or ramble. Ramble. I don't think it's complaining. Um, and I will see you next week. So thank you guys. Good night.